I'm so excited for today's video because I'm going to be showing you 5 empowerment practices that you can take away and you can action today that are going to help you connect to your higher self and really get in alignment with who you really are. So if you're struggling with being this nice girl image, you're always the nice girl to everybody, you turn up, you do everything for everyone else, this video is for you. Let's just dive straight into it. The very first practice I'd like you to start doing where you will feel more empowered is self-reflection. So self-reflection could be meditation for you, where you're able to tap into yourself, your higher self, your inner being, and ask it some really good questions. Or you might find journaling a bit easier, whichever one best suits you. I personally prefer meditation, but I do use journaling and I understand the power of journaling. I want you to really ask yourself, whilst you're doing either meditation or you're journaling, ask yourself some really powerful questions like, what is it that I'm holding on to? What is it that is stopping me moving into my power? Where do I do that? Where in my life am I doing it? Where in my life am I holding myself back? I think you'll be surprised by the answers. It's always surprising to me what comes up when I do things like this, because I just think, what? What? How is that even a thing? Actually, just recently, I have a lot going on in my life. I do a lot of things, but I only have a handful of friends, literally a handful of friends. And I've been for years wanting to attract more friends into my life, like really, really good friendships. You know, the ones I mean, where you just get on with people, you just click immediately with somebody, and I've been putting it out to the universe. Why am I not getting this? And then about a month ago ish, I sat down and I did some meditation, and in the meditation I was asking myself, where is it that I'm holding back? Where is it in my life that I'm holding back these friendships? Why am I holding it back? And this image of me came back from when I was a child. I moved a lot as a child. I grew up in the military, and we always had friends, but then we always had to give them up. And you move somewhere else. And this was in the 90s, right? So no mobile phones, no text messages, no emails, not really phone calls then. It would have just been like pen pals writing letters, which as a child, we didn't really think that was cool. So you would just give your friends up, you would leave them, and that would be the end. So for me, that was the image that came up, and it was always because I have to give them up. And that's such a belief that I've had from, I'm 10 years old. Fast forward to 2+ decades, right? And it's still affecting me now. So you will be very surprised about things that come up, but it's transformative and it's empowering, because now, as I speak this evening, I'm going on a friend day. I'm so excited about this. I'm genuinely so excited. I went to a new group, very random, a new group in my area. I thought, I'm just going to go. Didn't expect anything. I'm just going to go meet some new people, really nothing much of it. And then ended up speaking to one of them and realizing we have a lot in common. Messaged her after and said, do you want to meet up sometime? And then bada bing, bada boom, 2 weeks later, we're going out on an evening meal and we're going to meet up. Now, I'm not saying that she'll be my best friend, or, it might be that I never speak to her again, who knows? But it's the fact that I've now taken that action because I realized, like I said, a month or so ago, that was what was holding me back, and I've allowed it to go. I cut the cords to it, actually. I sat and I cut the cords and I released that energy. If you're interested in doing that, my free practice will be down below in the description box, cutting the cords, completely for free. And it takes about 10 minutes. It's incredible. It really works. And I really recommend you do it. It could fit anything. It doesn't just need to be what I'm talking about, friends. It could be anything. But I'll keep you posted on how my friend day goes. But it was amazing to think that I've met a friend. And if you're anything like me, like meeting friends in adult life and in your 30s, I don't know what happens. Maybe someone can explain this to me, why we don't seem to do that. But my belief was I'll have to give them up. So I just won't bother because I've got to give them up. So that's the first thing I want you to do to start your empowerment practice, is to think about meditation, is to think about journaling, whichever is easiest. Maybe it's a combination of them both or one or the other. and ask yourself where you hold yourself back. What area of life is it you're doing it in? Why are you doing it? And how you can move forward. Practice number 2 is about setting more boundaries. This can be boundaries with yourself or with others, whatever it is you need it to be. Obviously, the most obvious one is saying no more, especially if you're a yes girl, a nice girl. Saying no, or I know it can be really hard saying no. By the way, it's quite confrontational. So maybe using something like, oh, I'm very busy at the moment. Have you asked so-and-so to do that work? Or I've got a lot on. Could you possibly maybe come back later and I will have a look at it, right? Like just changing the way you say it and getting comfortable with that. It does take practice, especially if you're somebody that doesn't really set boundaries. And I find it's easier to set boundaries in some areas of your life with certain people and not others and other areas, but practicing it, and again asking yourself, where do I need to set a boundary in my life? Like, what is it that's holding me back, and where can I put a boundary in that will protect me in my time and allow me to feel empowered? I've got my self-discovery practice as well. If you're interested, it's down below completely for free. If you want to set more boundaries, it will take that practice further for you, so you can go and grab that one now. The third one I want to talk about is practicing self-love and compassion. Now, I am guilty of not practicing enough compassion at all. I love myself dearly. Let me be really clear on that. I absolutely love myself. I really do. I'm so proud of myself. But I do have a tendency to be really hard on myself if I don't feel or don't think that I've done enough in my day or my week, and I haven't progressed enough. And I'll be really hard on myself. Maybe you do the same thing. Maybe you've got something that you do. And it's just giving yourself a bloody break. Giving yourself a break, letting yourself off the hook if you haven't done what you said you would do this week. And actually look at it and think, was it realistic that I could have done that? Was it realistic that I could have done that in a day? That's my thing. I over pack a day. Is it realistic? Could I let myself off the hook? Could I be nicer to myself with this? What is it I'm feeling? Because normally, if we haven't done a lot, and it isn't because we've put too much into a day, it's because inside maybe we've not spent enough time having fun. That's mine. Guilty. Haven't had enough fun, haven't had enough joy. And I can tell you now, the quickest ways and one of the quickest and easiest ways to manifest your dreams and desires and feel more empowered is by having more fun and joy, bringing that into your life. That shifts your energy and shifts and attracts things in so much quicker. Think about the first time you fell in love and they loved you back, right? That in love feeling, how your life was just amazing at that point. How everything was literally butterflies, rainbows and birds. Like, do you know what I mean? And if you can't relate to this, I'm sure you can look at a couple in love and just look at the end, like around them. And it's just like this energy bubble. You can see it, how happy they are. I remember very quickly, my husband and I were taking a walk by the beach. We live by the sea, and we were just taking a walk by the beach, and it wasn't, a normal Sunday, whatever. It was nothing special. And we were just enjoying each other's company, messing around, being a bit silly. And the next day at work, one of his colleagues said to him, I saw you on the weekend. I saw you at the beach. And he's like, oh, right, okay, yeah, I saw you with your, now wife, your girlfriend, whatever. And you just look so happy. You just look really loved up. Oh, for us, it was like, well, it's just normal for us. But do you see what I mean? We can recognize it in other people. When you're in that state and you're in that vibe, things move into your life really, really quick. So I'd recommend allowing yourself more time, more compassion, more self-love, spending time with yourself, giving yourself whatever it is that you need to feel good, playtime, whatever it is, painting, decorating, whatever. And just let yourself off the hook more bloody often. Next one I want to talk about is probably more challenging for people, and that's trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, trusting that the words that are coming up, the thoughts, the feelings are real. Because what happens is we might think, I told this story before. Before I met my husband, I'd asked the universe, bring me a man, bring him the love of my life, bring. I'm ready for it, I'm ready. And I was like, I'll do whatever you say. And I surrendered. Whatever you have me do today, I'll go and do. And I just got this thing in my gut telling me, it was something silly like go swimming. Okay, it was just so random. But I listened to it. It made no sense to me. It really didn't make any sense to me. But I went swimming, did the swimming, came back home. And I was like, well, now what? Just rest, just chill, just rest. Okay, rest, chill. The next day, what do I do today? Just take it easy, meditate, take it easy. Just you go out for a walk or something. I think I did. And I got a phone call to ask if I would be a temp at this work in this office. It was an accounting office and finance. It wasn't finance. And I thought, okay, yeah, sure, why not? And then I think it was the following week, I ended up meeting my husband. I've talked about this story before. I wasn't going to go back to this place, but then my manager on the day put music on a Friday, and I thought, she puts music on every Friday, I will come back. And then I met my husband from it. And it was just by listening to myself, but I honestly can't tell you, it made no sense to me. It made no sense for me to go swimming that day. It was just so random. And I had another one where it told me to go and get petrol, and I was like, petrol? Why do I want to get petrol for my car? It's so ridiculous. And when I went to the pump, I pulled up and someone before me had used the pump and it had said 2302, and that's my birthday. That's my number, 2302. And I was like, okay. It was this absolute sign and signal from the universe to say, you're listening to your intuition. You're getting it. You're hearing it. You're listening. You're getting it. You're trusting it. And we're going to give you more and more. So give it a shot. Trust your intuition, tap into your meditation, do all those practices I've just said, and then allow yourself to listen to what is coming up, because I tell you, it'll be really ridiculous and so random. I once did a really deep meditation. I was having some spiritual healing, and this random thought came in my head, and it was, put your cloak on. Put your cloak on. Like, what the actual? Put your cloak on. When in my life have I ever thought about putting my cloak on? After the session, she talked to me and we just had a chat, and I said I'd heard this thing come in, and she said to me, oh my God, I had the same thing, but it wasn't that. It was about wearing like a spiritual cape. It's a long story. I'll tell you another point. But it was like, what? And she was like, that will really help protect you and your energy, and it's about being in a bubble of energy. But it was like random. Right? Random. And I would say, I wonder, your intuition, you might spot it more than anything because it tends to be quite random, or feels random, or feels simple, stupidly simple, with no explanation behind it. Then you know you're listening to your intuition. But trusting it is the key. Trusting it is the absolute key to empowerment and feeling genuinely empowered and pumped and ready to go. Following on from that, when you get those niggles and you get that information and things are coming through for you in your meditations and your intuition is speaking, I want you to trust and action it. Listen to what it's saying. If it's telling you to go swimming, go swimming. If it's telling you to go and get petrol, go and get petrol. If it's telling you to bake a cake, bake a cake. If it's telling you to go down to the shop down the road, go to the shop. If it's telling you to go, I don't know, something really random that just doesn't make, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Even if nothing comes of it, you're learning to trust your intuition. And I swear, this is like the universe and your inner voice and your inner guidance going, she's got it. She's listening. They're getting it. Let's feed them some more information. Let's give them more. You can always ask for signs as well, that you're listening to your intuition. Am I on the right path? Is this what it is? And ask for a sign. The easiest thing for me, and I think probably for most people, is having a number. So using your birth date, using your birth year, sequences of numbers. So like the three numbers together, like 111, 222, 333, 444, etc., etc. Asking for those as a sign. Some people prefer images. Butterflies are super common. Maybe you want to choose a butterfly or anything. And it will just show you, yep, you're on the right path. You're listening. And we know you're listening. We're telling you, we know you're listening, right? And it's just sort of that reassurance and support that we need when we're moving into embodying an empowerment practice and becoming more empowered within ourselves and living the life that we've always wanted to live and being in alignment and the power within our life. Do you find that you go along with other people and you just go along with what your friends want or your family want, and you don't say what you really want because you don't want to create conflict or create a drama, right? We end up suppressing our voices, quietening ourselves down. We tell our inner world, our inner voice, our self-esteem to just basically shh and be quiet, right? You don't want to hear it. And when we do that, we lose confidence in our ability to make decisions for ourselves, that our dreams are really our dreams, that our desires are really our desires, and we quieten it down and we suppress it all the way down. It's time to change that. In this transformative course, you are going to feel empowered. You are going to feel like your confidence has just elevated to an amazing level that you have never experienced before. You're going to feel so inspired. You're going to believe in yourself. You are going to trust the information and the knowledge and everything that comes up within you. You'll make choices like and decisions, and you won't allow everyone else to make it all for you. You will take control of your life and you'll feel empowered. If this is something you want to experience and you want to become, click the button down below, get started. It is time to leave this nice girl era, this nice girl image behind and start living a bold life today.